Okay, so rant time. So at work today, I had this old man come up to me, and I recognize him. I'm pretty sure he's done this kind of thing before. Like, he's just weird and creepy and like touches you like without your permission and like gets really close to you, and he's got like the stankiest breath and it's gross. Anyway, so he comes up to me and he's like, "Does your mother know you're in that fridge?" And I turn around and I look at him and I'm like, huh? Sorry, like, what did you say? Like, thinking I'd misheard him. He's like, "Does your mother know you're in that fridge?" And it's like looking at me, like, expecting a reaction. And I'm just like, am I missing something? Like, I don't understand. I'm sorry, I don't understand what you mean. He's just like, "Does your mother know you're in that fridge?" And I'm just like, is this like boomer humor that I don't understand? Is this from like an old show or a skit or something? Like, what am I not getting? And I just kept saying to him, like, I don't understand. I don't get it. Like, what do you mean? And he just kept repeating it over and over again, over and over again. He's like, "Does your mother know that you're in that fridge? Does your mother know that you're in that fridge?" And I'm like, literally, like, clearly confused and just like, what the heck? And he just keeps getting closer to me and like goes to like touch me. He's just like, "Does your mother know that you're in that fridge?" And I'm like, what do you mean? He's just like, "Oh, I'm just taking the piss out of you." And I'm just like, okay. And I turn back to what I was doing. And he's like, "Oh, so you don't have a sense of humor today then?" I love that because I don't laugh at his joke or don't understand him, his immediate response is to insult me. I sense a misogynist. Anyway, he continues and carries on with this, and I keep saying, like, look, like, because I'm at work, I've got to be polite, so I keep going, I don't understand what you mean, like, I'm not sure why it's funny, can you explain it to me? And instead of actually explaining it to me and what he means, like, he just keeps repeating it. "Does your mother know that you're in that fridge? Does your mother know that you're in that fridge?" He just keeps saying it over and over. Eventually, his wife or his sister or whoever it is an old woman that was with him, hears the commotion, walks over, and she goes, "Oh, just ignore him, like, pay him no mind, he's just joking with you." And I look at her and I'm like, okay, like, thinking, thank God, yes, like, please take him away, like, I don't understand what's going on. And I just go back to what I'm doing now. Like, am I missing something here? Like, I spoke to my partner about it because, like, his mom is, like, older, and I was like, is this, like, boomer humor that I just don't get? Like, is this from something? And he's just like, no, I'm pretty sure, like, he just thought he was being funny, or maybe he was being crude, like, "Does your mother know you're in that fridge?" And I'm just like, I don't get it, like, it was dumb. And because I don't laugh at his joke, he insults me. Like, I hate creepy old men like this. Like, I hate it. And it's not the first time he's done something like this either. And he's the kind of person that, like, touches you and gets really close to you, like, to the point where you can smell their breath, like, it's hot and gross. Yeah, he's that guy. Someone needs to come collect their grandpa. Like, I cannot stand people like that. They're just so disgusting. Like, I don't get it. And I hate that when I'm at work, I have to be polite and just blow it off and try to, like, and I feel like they get more frustrated when you, like, don't understand their humor. You can do this with, like, anyone. Like, if someone's making a sexist joke or just a racist joke or something like that, just look at them and go, "I don't understand it. What do you mean? I don't understand it. Can you explain it to me? I don't understand. What's funny about this? Can you explain it to me?" And just the look on their face when they're, like, realizing that they're just an idiot and that they're a piece of shit because they have to explain to you why they're being a piece of shit and why what they're saying is not funny and makes no sense. Like, I don't know, like, it's hard, like, when it's someone that's old, because it's like, well, maybe they're geriatric, maybe they are losing their mind, losing their memory or something. Like, you try to play it off as something like that, but most of the time that's not the case. They're just being a creepy weirdo and preying on young women that they know aren't going to be able to do anything because they're at work. So it's not, we have to be polite to you. We're not polite to you because we want to be. We're polite to you because we want to keep our job and we don't want to have some kind of altercation with you. If I was not working, it would have ripped this guy a new one. Like, it's, oh, I hate people like this. I absolutely hate it. So, yeah, anyway, I'm pretty sure this is the same guy. This was a little while ago. Like, he's done something again that I can't remember what it was. Because, I don't know, I just try to let things go. As soon as I walk out the doors of work, I just try to let it go. But I remember this one incident. I was writing something down because I have a little notebook that I, like, write stuff, like, notes down in for, like, work related. And he comes up to me, gets real close to me, grabs onto my arm, does not let go this whole time, and goes, "Has nobody ever taught you how to write? Like, why are you writing like that? You're doing it wrong." And I'm just like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, oh, and he laughs it off, and he's like, "Oh, it's okay, love. My brother's got a gimpy hand too." And I'm just sitting there like, what? Like, I don't have a gimpy hand. My hands are fine. Perfectly fine. I write fine. Do you remember getting your pen license in, like, primary school? Yep, got that just fine. Handwriting just fine. Never had anybody have a problem with it. He just comes up to me to be creepy, touch me, not let go of my arm, and insult me. Pretty sure it's the same guy. Like, and if it's not, that just makes it more common. Like, this kind of stuff happens to people all the time. It happens to women all the time, happens to retail workers all the time. These weirdo men coming in and just saying weird and touching you, like, without your consent. It's really gross, and it's hard to get away, and I, like, half the time I just don't even understand what's coming out of their mouth. Like, it's just so bizarre. So, yeah, that's my interesting experience for the day, my rant for the day. But yeah, can everybody come collect your grandparents, please, and, like, put them in a home, or, like, explain to them what isn't appropriate? Because, like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to react half the time, and it's just like, half of it is being polite and half of it is me just being shocked, because I literally do not know what to say or do with some of the things that people say when they come in. I hate it. This is why I hate people. I hate it. I remember, like, when that happened, like, the gimpy hand thing, I spoke about it on Facebook. And I remember this guy that was on my friends list, like, one of those guys that just, like, adds you don't even know who they are, which I don't, like, accept those friend requests anymore. Like, I've learnt my lesson. I pretty much just have women on my Facebook for this reason. And let's not do the not all men thing here. Like, I don't want to hear it. Like, I don't want to hear it. Obviously there's people out there that aren't like this. There's good men out there, but that doesn't excuse the abhorrent behavior of the rest of them. Anyway, this guy is just like, oh, like, you know, they're just old and they probably have nothing going on in their life, so they just want to have a conversation. I was just like, no, there's no excuse for touching people without their consent. There's just no excuse for being racist, being sexist, being misogynistic, being, like, a bigot. Like, there just isn't an excuse. Like, being old is not an excuse. You coming in because this is the only social interaction you have is not an excuse, and it's not my responsibility to be your best friend. Like, these people are adults, whether they're old or not. Like, it's not up to me to take care of them. That's on them and their family and their caregivers. This is not on me. I can only be as polite as possible, but when someone's being weird and gross and making me feel uncomfortable, I'm not going to be able to hide that fact. I'm going to try my best to be polite and get out and get away from the situation. But, like, I couldn't believe that somebody made that excuse. They're just like, oh, well, you know, deal with it because they're old and that's probably the only thing they have going on for them. I'm like, no, this behavior is 100% like not acceptable no matter what. There is no excuse. Like, just stop. I hope that you all have lovely grandparents out there and that they're not like this. But keep an eye on them, because I don't know, different times, different generation, and that is making people uncomfortable. So yeah, like, I don't have to sit there and be made to feel uncomfortable by inappropriate behavior just to make somebody else feel comfortable. Just because you're old doesn't mean it's appropriate and I should accept this kind of behavior. Nobody deserves these things to happen to them. Period. If it's inappropriate, it's inappropriate. If it's weird, it's weird. Also, don't touch me. If any of you know like what this guy was talking about and why this is meant to be funny, please explain it to me. Like, I genuinely want to know. Like, I'm not out there trying to be like a cold-hearted bitch or anything. Like, if a jolly old man's trying to, like, you know, just get me to smile, like, you know, or say something nice or make my day, that's great. I want to be able to understand it. But I honestly think that this guy was just so in his own head. Like, I don't know. Please explain it to me. I don't get it. I don't know, I feel like this is the same kind of dude that comes up to you and is like, oh, would it kill you to smile? That's the same energy. We hate that. Don't do that. We owe you absolutely nothing. We owe you the bare minimum of politeness and social interaction. That's it. That's as far as that goes. We are not here for your entertainment and weird desires. I do not know you, and this kind of stuff makes me uncomfortable. Strangers approaching me about anything at work that's not work related makes me uncomfortable. I understand that people can be very sociable and chatty. I'm not one of those people. I am very introverted, or an extroverted introvert, if that makes sense. Like, if you're engaging with me, that's something that I understand and that I can relate to, I'll talk and talk and talk till the cows come home. But if you're being weird or creepy, or you start insulting me because I don't understand what you're saying, I'm probably not going to like you very much. I am not the kind of person that engages or likes small talk. I'll do it because it's the polite thing to do. Do I enjoy it? Not one bit. I'm the kind of person that likes to have genuine interactions with people. I don't really like to talk about like, how's the weather? And when it comes to being in a work environment, I like talking about things that are related to the work environment. If it's, like, I obviously work in retail, if it's the products you're buying, let's talk about that. Let's talk about, you know, how's your day been? What are you doing? Is this your last stop? Like, just normal stuff like that. But there's just some that comes out of people's mouths that I would just never understand. And these incidents were 2 of them. It's not uncommon. This happens every day. I just don't talk about all of them. But maybe I should. Maybe this is entertaining. Maybe this is interesting. But this is the kind of that retail staff deal with on a daily basis. And it sucks. Like, don't get me wrong, there are some lovely people that come in. There are lovely old people that come in that I genuinely look forward to seeing because they're so nice and they're so lovely, and the things they talk about are cute and nice and interesting. But there are some people that come in that just make me want to curl into a ball of cringe and die. Rant over. Bye.